All right, let me take the first question to my colleague and our consulting editor, Rajdeep Sardesai, who's joining us all the way from Mumbai in a cotton shirt while we are all here wrapped up. But Rajdeep, true to the BJP's nature, nobody had a clue on who the working president is. Why do you think the BJP has gone in for the name of Nitin Nabin? A clear generational shift. How do you look at it?
Well, firstly, you're absolutely right. No one in any of their political commentary mentioned Nitin Nabin as a potential BJP president or a working president in this instance. Clearly shows that when it comes to the BJP, there are only two people who know really what is happening. One is Prime Minister Modi and the other is Home Minister Amit Shah. I call them Gujarat's Jodi number one. There are those who will call them BJP or India's political Jodi number one. And that's exactly what they are. They like to keep this secret surprise element, has been part of Prime Minister Modi's political playbook for long. And I think what they've done with Nitin Nabin is tried to send out a signal that they are serious about effecting a generational change in the BJP. Critics will say, perhaps rightly, that Nitin Nabin will be a rubber stamp because at the end of the day, he's not someone who's going to challenge the authority of Modi-Shah. And there are very few who really will do that. So you don't choose a peer, you choose someone from another generation. And I thought it was very interesting, Preeti, before coming on your show, I was going through all the BJP chief ministers who have been appointed in the last few years, barring Bhupendra Patel, who's now 63. All the other chief ministers of the BJP are between 50 and 60. You just have to go through them. Yogi Adityanath, Devendra Fadnavis, Mohan Yadav, Pushkar Dhami, Nayab Saini, all of them in that 50 to 60 age group. So to the credit of Modi-Shah, they have genuinely effected a generational change at one level. They've also, as a result, ensured that their supremacy remains unchallenged. This is not like the Vajpayee-Advani era in that sense. Here it is very clear. The BJP president will, in all likelihood, follow the orders of Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Shah. But Nitin Nabin is an interesting character because he's won, at the age of 45, already 4 big consecutive victories in Bihar. He came first through a by-election and comes through an old BJP RSS family. His father was someone who fought during the emergency. So you've got someone as the son of Naveen Kishore Prasad Sinha, someone who comes from the RSS BJP, therefore is a dyed-in-the-wool Sangh Parivar person, not someone brought in from the outside. And I think it is indicative of how the Modi-Shah model is able to effect a generational change. And I just want to add one more element to that, because if you see one of the challenges for Indian politics for parties like the Congress, why are they called the grand old party? Because they've not been able to fully effect that generational change so smoothly. There's nothing like a Margdarshak Mandal de jure or de facto in the Congress party. The BJP, like it or not, has been able to do so possibly because they are in power. So you can give the older guard governor's post and the younger members get chief ministerships, and in this case, BJP state president. So there is that messaging that we are a younger party. We've got a leader once again from the Hindi heartland in this instance as a chief minister, just on the as a party president on the back of a big victory in Bihar. I think it sends all the right signals as far as the BJP leadership is concerned.
Well, one thing you're correct, Rajdeep, that nobody really had a clue. I doubt even if Nitin Nabin had a clue that he was going to be elevated to party president. When his name came out, many thought that he's, been elevated to the post of Bihar party president and not the BJP party president. I still remember being in Bihar where all other BJP netas and leaders were very, very busy. I actually met him twice where he spoke with us on camera, off camera, gave us a lot of gyan on what was going on. So in that sense, bang on, nobody had a clue. But Rajdeep, the larger question, what one thought, earlier, that this was basically, that's why it has taken so long for the working president or the president of the BJP to be named, is that there was a lot of give and take and to and fro between the RSS and the BJP. Who do you think has got the upper hand here? Nitin Nabin has RSS influence, but really not even, is not from the ABVP, he's from the Yuva Morcha. More of the BJP getting an upper hand, you think, here?
Look, I think, given the fact that Mr. Modi and Amit Shah are so firmly in control of the BJP, particularly after the manner in which in the last 18 months they've won a series of electoral victories post the 2024 setback. Clearly they are in charge. And in that sense, by making someone like Nitin Nabin, I repeat, you send out a message that, look, this is a party in contrast to others which looks for younger talent and tries to reward that younger talent, someone who's been a karyakarta of the party. So you're suggesting that there is a progression. You could accuse the Nitin Nabin of also being a dynast in the sense that his father was a very senior BJP leader. But the truth of the matter is, I think the party president's post in the BJP is no longer someone who's vying for the top position. This is someone who clearly belongs to the next generation. And therefore, I think it only consolidates Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah's hold over the party. I think you should see Nitin Nabin's elevation also in the context of what happened in UP, where you've chosen Pankaj Chaudhary, who's someone who some would suggest was again a bit of a dark horse, was not expected, but someone whose relationship with Yogi Adityanath will be put under the scanner, will be questioned. Is this all part of preparing a line of succession after Modi who? Wherein possibly Mr. Amit Shah would like to consolidate his position within the BJP. Interestingly about Nitin Nabin, he is someone who has spent a lot of time also on organizational issues during elections. Chhattisgarh was an example. A friend of mine, a journalist, tells me a story about Nitin Nabin was involved in Chhattisgarh's campaign along with the likes of Om Mathur in 2023. And he had a bet that the BJP will win, when everyone else was predicting, even the exit polls were predicting that that Bhupesh Baghel and the Congress would win the election. And when the BJP won, Nitin Nabin rang up all the journalists and say, I was proved right, wasn't I proven right? So he's gone through, has a proven track record of winning elections, of helping the party organizationally, and of being just 45. So I think from all, the BJP ticked a lot of the boxes there. You could argue on the caste factor, but there also there's a balancing act in terms of the fact that you've got a caste now as your president, working president, you've got Mr. Shah and Mr. Modi the OBC face. I think the BJP plays this politics very, very well. They do not, and I've always said this, when any political commentary says so-and-so is the front runner, you can be sure that that person is never going to become chief minister or a party president. The classic example, Bhupendra Patel in Gujarat. No one ever had his name when Vijay Rupani suddenly resigned, but he became the chief minister and he's now been in power there for almost 7-8 years. So with Amit Shah and Narendra Modi, expect the unexpected. So it's, I think the RSS clearly would have, at best, could have vetoed someone, but I don't think they were going to object to someone who's come through the ranks like Nitin Nabin.
Well, you know, you gave the example of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, even Delhi, prime examples of what, Rajdeep was suggesting, that nobody really had a clue, but 5 terms MLA, minister, organization man. If you remember, there was a picture that went viral, viewers, especially during the Bihar campaign, where you had Smriti Irani eating golgappas. Standing next to him was Nitin Nabin, who had taken her to the best golgappa stand in Bihar.